Hi, Rigsters here, and on this episode of Automate My Ride, I take an interesting idea I got from a subscriber and attempt to replicate a 1960s car. In this episode, I'm going to be designing and building a 1960s Chevy Corvair that I appropriately named Corvair because, I don't own the design, I'm just replicating it. So let's see what I can do and how close I can get it. There's already one thing off the bat that I have to let you know ahead of time. Reading on the various internet and forums, the wheelbase is 108 inches for the 1960 Chevy Corvair. I only got a model that's really close at a 106 inch, which is okay. I mean, it's 2 inches off, but that might play into my favor a little bit. So I'm gonna give that a shot. Now I just need to figure out some of the materials here. I think, if I remember correctly, I'll post the links in the description below of what some of the sources I was using to build this car. I think it used either steel or corrosion resistant steel. I'm trying to get it as realistic as I can get, but I don't know for sure. I think it used corrosion resistant because corrosion resistant started to become more of a thing in the 50s and later on. I believe it didn't use space frame. It's definitely not a light truck. Monocoque or ladder? Let me take a look at my sources here. I think it used a monocoque. I've decided to see here. Overview, first generation here. Now, one of the sources I am using is a good place to start, but it's not always accurate, is Wikipedia. It does give you a good baseline to start with. It's always good to use more than just one source. I'm also using uh, carnut.com and Carfolio. Carfolio has given me a lot of information about this particular car. So let me see here with the chassis if I can find some information on that. Oh wow, it even has dimensions and weights. It has quite a lot. Let me open some more tabs on my second screen here to take a look, and then I'll go from there. Yeah, let me try that. Let's see here, rear longitudinal, wheelbase, height, ground clearance, curb weight. So I'm trying to make it as close to the weight as 2014 pounds as I can get. I already got that information. Okay, got that. Got that. Power to weight ratio. Don't fuel consumption data. It kind of figures because it's so old that they don't have any data on this as well. Huh. Added before 19. Wow, it was last modified in 2013. So this article is pretty interesting. Okay, so I'll go with corrosion monocoque. Chassis material is likely. I'm not sure if it's galvanized or corrosion resistant. Let's go with galvanized real quick here. And of course, it's rear longitudinal. Now, this was also used in the Volkswagen Beetle, the famous love bug in America, the 1960s movie. In the front, I'm pretty sure it used McPherson struts. And in the rear suspension, for some reason, oh no, that's going to be a problem. I can't replicate the live axle in the rear. Oh boy, that's going to be a minor thing. The closest I can get, I'm trying to find what's worse handling. The closest I can get is double wishbone, which is somewhat correct, but that's like what they used on a later module. Let me try changing this around here. Solid axle leaf. So maybe it was, not necessarily space frame. I'm just playing around with the settings real quick here. So maybe, it didn't use, I don't think it used solid axle leaf in the front though. That's the problem. I'm trying to figure out like what suspension type it uses, and that's kind of like the hardest thing to figure out sometimes with these cars is figuring out what kind of suspension did they actually use for the engine or the car in general, because this is usually where it gets very tricky very quickly, is trying to figure out, well, what springs did they use for this car historically. Rear-wheel drive. Not much information on that page. Not a whole lot on that page. Let's see if there's some other information I'm just trying to figure out. Let's see here. Engine was mounted in the rear. Suspension was independent. Oh, okay. So it was independent of all wheels. So to use piercing struts the closest I can get. So that is an independent suspension design. So we'll go with that. I'll just try that out and let's create a new engine. Corvair. Rare 85 base. 85 Mark 1. So luckily the engine part's easy. I can make a Boxer 6 very easily. Let's see here, and I'll name this 85 base because it made 85 horsepower for the base model. I'm replicating the base model for this episode. So I'll do that there. Now the engine specs are easy. It's right here on the Carfolio website. I can easily get this to be close. So it's 2.26 centimeters. So let's see if we can get 2.6 centimeters. The bore and stroke are, oh, I have to convert that to inches. Oh wait, 85 by 66. Oh, I made the dimensions wrong. Let me manually save this real quick here. Manually save. Can I modify the measure? Oh, I have to wait. I have to go back into the main menu. So let me go back to the main menu real quick. 2.6 inch. Yeah, that's closest. Everything's 2 thousandths of an inch. I'm pretty sure the subscriber won't mind if it's 2 thousandths of an inch. That doesn't make any differences on this particular engine. 3.37. Oh, I could get the bore right. It's just a stroke. Yeah. Well, I have to go by 2 thousandths of an inch. So this is, I believe, cast iron. Let's see here. It's an overhead valve. So we do overhead cam. 2 valves per cylinder. Okay. I found the engine construction. Cast iron block and aluminum heads. So that's easy. I could definitely do that. So this is what the engine looks like in the car, in the rear. And it actually fits the sedan, thank goodness. I almost thought this wasn't going to fit in the car. That really would have sucked. Alright, let's go to the next page here. 8:1 compression ratio. I'm using this information from Carfolio because this is an easier website to navigate and stuff. So use cast iron. And then let's see here, heavy duty cast or cast? I'll just do head cast. Make them all cast iron. That'll also bring up the weight, so that should get me closer to what it actually weighed. And it was an 8:1. So compression ratio is 8:1. Put it on 45. It was slightly sporty, this car historically. Carburetor was a single barrel, single carb, regular leaded. And then what was the rev limiter? I don't know what the rev limiter of this car is. Oh, 4,400. So it's probably 4,500 RPMs the limit. So it should be making 80 horsepower and 125 foot-pounds of torque, or very close to that. So probably short cast. This is not a powerful engine. So let's make it tiny as possible. No mufflers, just to start out with. It's knocking, so interesting. Probably have to play with the timing system. Yeah, the fuel mixture, I have to make it run just a little bit richer here. See if trying to get the carburetor to, there we go. That's better. Ooh. Yeah, it's making more power than I want. Maybe retard the timing. Let's try that. I'm not very good with carburetors, so this is like learning on the fly, trying to figure out the power peak, make it more realistic. It's pretty close. I have to really retard the timing a lot though to get it close to this power rating. Wow, I really have to tank it. Maybe freer flow and exhaust, or more restrictive. Baffled. Sometimes playing around with the exhaust can work too. Maybe making the timing just a little bit more aggressive. And then playing around with the exhaust here. No, it didn't. It worked, but not enough. Maybe try raising the quality of the cams. Make that at plus 15. And raising the quality of that system. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try the exhaust again. Aha! Got really close now. Now I'm at 121 foot-pounds of torque. 122. Getting very close. 122. Try making it a little more aggressive. There we go. So we got the torque. Now we just need to figure out how to get the horsepower down. Because it's 8 horsepower over. There we go, 80.9, but then it's knocking. Maybe lower that just a little bit. Then that there. Ah, jeez. This is a little bit... Carburetors are very tricky to tune in this game, apparently. I have to play around with the... Yeah, let's not make it knock so I have an easier time. I have to make the torque occur at a lower RPM. There we go, 2,300, 2,400. Okay, so I got the RPM for that. Then, see if... Hey! I'm getting somewhere. Let's see if raising the quality helps at all. Come on, just a little more. Nope. Raise the timing just a little bit. No, that makes it worse. Okay. Let's see what happens if I lower that. Let's see how close I can get. Okay. 79 horsepower, 120. It's getting close. It really is. Nope, that made it worse. Let's make the timing just a little bit more aggressive. No, less aggressive. Yeah, I want to make sure it occurs at the right revs too, to make it realistic. So, the closest I'm going to get is 125 foot-pounds of torque at 2,400. That matched successfully. 80 horsepower at 4,400. Oh, that's 4,500. Yeah, let's lower that down. There we go. That's what I was missing. Yeah, let's see here. Yep, at 4,400. So I'm only 0.1 horsepower more than what this engine historically made because it was like 2,000ths of an inch off of the valve stroke. So that is basically 98% accurate. So here's what the engine looks like when it's all said and done. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's hear what it sounds like. Let's do an automatic engine test. Yeah, we do manual. That's what it sounds like. Let's go to the trim and body section here. Now that we got that settled, let's see if I can get a better engine layout here. Let's see what the difference between these two track widths are. I think historically, yeah, number of doors 4. It's a 4-door, so we want, that's the closest body style I can get. Fortunately, the track inches thing is a game model issue for this particular build. It might be a DLC or mod section for 1960 sedans that are exactly 108 inches, and the track width is about point. I'm using Carfolio again for this. It's about 0.2 inches off, so the weight is not going to be exact, but I can get it very close to what it historically was. And now for the styling, I'm going to try to make a little bit more do a different paint job. I'll try to make it a little bit of what it actually looked like. I'm not a good styler in this game, so let's see what headlights. So I'm trying to look at Wikipedia's image here of the first generation Corvair. So it had twin headlights in the front that looks kind of unique, you know. That's a pretty cool design. I'm just trying to see what twin headlight design I can use. Hmm. Oh, that's definitely way off. This is pretty close. That, wait, I could actually use, well, sort of use that one. That's the closest one I can use. And it didn't have, yeah, it did have that. Let's put the, yeah, let's put the fixtures really massive. Yeah, let's try to make it look at least a little decent. It was kind of like over here. Now, what I'm also going to do is add the single headlight. Put that in there and shape it down. Ah, this is getting pretty close. Yeah, it kind of looks like this here. And try to get it smoothed down and over. Yeah, just trying to zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, there. It's about that. There, that. See how that looks. Oh, not too far off. It's a little crooked. Crooked. Sounded British there. Crooked. It looks a little crooked. Huh. Yeah, I think that's about the best I'm going to be able to do with that. But that's pretty close to what it looks like, at least on the front. Oh, it doesn't look that much different from 68. So let's do the back real quick here. Let's get the taillights in. So the fixture for the taillights is like a solid red. So need like a solid red here. That's not really it. Need more solid red than that. Let's do, yeah, let's do it right about below the engine here. Delete these and put, I used like 2 of these. Oh, not that one, this one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it kind of looks a little bit like this. What are these? I just need to shrink them down just a little bit and make them look more realistic. So the rear is not going to look picture perfect. I'm not an artist in any stretch of the imagination, but I could get it pretty close. I'm not going to make it 100% accurate on the styling side. I wanted to make it more on like how it drives side. But I used a single door latch, and this is about the closest I can get. So I'll just put that there and put this guy, oops, put this guy here. Yeah, just line it up and put it right there. So now, perfect. Now we just need a grill. The grill's going to be hard because they don't really have very oldie style grills in this game. Let's see what the front, oh, the front doesn't have a grill. How did it get engine cooling then? Oh, the vents, of course, because it's a flat 6. I need to find a vent that will be at least realistic enough. No, it's grill scoop, favorite coloring. Ah, there we go. Just use one of these as a placeholder. Aha, there we go. Just for engine and game design purposes, I'm going to have to make do with that. That's the closest I'm going to get. We're going to make it an automatic 2-speed. Historically, the top speed I think was close to 120. Open differential, of course. Cross-ply tires. Hard long life. Oh, let me check to see what the tire diameters were. Maybe Carfolio will give you some answers here. That's chassis size front 5.5 by 13. Oh boy. So the tire diameter 229 millimeters. Oh no. I'm not sure I can get that. Oh, I have to make the tires even bigger. Oh, the biggest I could do is 195. Probably drums. So for now, I'm going to put in drums because historically that's what it used, and make it 7-inch. A little bit more comfort for this one, and the brake bias, well, brake bias is subjective. No under tray. Standard trim. I think it was like 2x2. No entertainment because I don't want to waste the weight yet. I believe it had hydraulic power steering, did it? No, actually they didn't have power steering. Let's put standard 50s for the safety. Give a standard safety for its day. Standard springs, tuned to normal. Ah, perfect. It does replicate the swing axle thing like I was hoping it would do. Yeah, so I think I'll increase that to make it a little safer. I think it was 9 inch. Alright, so I think the only other thing I need to do is play around with the gear ratio. Just a little bit here. Final drive was 3.3, was it? Yeah, so let's see. Oh, whoops, that's lower. I went higher. Yeah, there we go. 3.3. Yeah. I think it was a it was a two-speed automatic. Was what the automatic option was. So, let's see the final stats here. Let's see how close I got. 8.1 compression. Oh, the weight is 2,054 pounds. 2,094 pounds. Advanced 60s? Maybe make it extremely safe. No, that doesn't raise the weight at all. Maybe just put in a standard AM radio and advanced 60s, see if what that does. Ah, that's better. I'm trying to get the weight higher. I'm trying to artificially increase the weight by realistic values that it could historically have. I think it'll make the brakes just a smidge bigger. Don't want to go unhistorical either. So, drag is good. It's happy there. Historically, it didn't have premium stuff, so maybe increase the quality by 2. Make it just slightly more quality by those standards to raise the weight just a little bit more. Alright, well, maybe just, oh, that's lower weight. No, I don't want lower weight, I want higher weight. Okay. Lower safety quality, less weight, higher safety. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, let's make that +5 and see what happens. I couldn't get the weight target of 2,414 pounds. It is a little bit of weight mismatch, which will affect the handling. I got it pretty close though at 2,216 pounds with a 2-speed automatic, and raising the steering rack increased the weight enough that I think it's about, instead of 90% accuracy, this car is now about 85% to 90% accurate. There's not much else I can do though, because I want to make it historical too, so this is the closest I could get it to drive, and I hope you enjoyed that video. I cover many other games on this channel, such as War of Tanks, War Thunder, and Forza. And I'm excited to take this car on BMMG for the next episode. This is Rigsters Journey, signing off.